What's going on, YouTube? Debonair D. And very quickly, I wanted to speak on the Safaree situation. For those of you who haven't heard, about a week ago, Safaree, he was robbed out in LA, I believe. I completely forgot where he said it was, but I believe it was out in LA. But the location is irrelevant. Safaree was robbed. He was with one of his associates, and they were both robbed in a parking lot by two other men. Now, the video was just released yesterday. You know, we already knew the situation, we already knew what happened, but the actual situation itself was released yesterday. And even before that, and especially now, a lot of people have been making negative comments about Safaree. They've been clowning him, they've been laughing at him. And, I just wanted to speak my opinion on the situation. Now, first and foremost, let me just say this, kind of just give a little bit of disclosure before I convey the message. Um, the situation, there were certain parts about it that I did find funny myself. He had that big red fur coat on. You know what I'm saying, and the way he kind of ran away at the end. Yeah, it was a little funny, a little bit. But I want all of you watching to keep this in mind. Um, Safaree isn't from the streets. He's not a street nigga. He's not from the streets. So by him not being from the streets, you can't hold him to the same stature or the same level of accountability that somebody from the streets you would hold somebody from the streets. Um, he's never professed to be a gangster. He's never professed to be a thug or always stay strapped up, always ready to throw hands or nothing like that. So for you to treat him like he is, it's just not really right. People who are squares, people who are civilians, pedestrians, whatever you want to call them, of course they can get robbed. Of course they're going to call the police. Of course they're going to run away from somebody who's a threat to them. These are things that civilians and ordinary people do. So you can't hold them to that same level of accountability as you would a Gucci man or a Takashi 69 or anybody who professes to be about that life. Because correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. Because I'm not gonna lie, I'm not too knowledgeable on him just because I really don't care. But from what I've seen, he's never professed to be a gangster. He's just always talked. I know him for being Nicki Minaj's ex-boyfriend and always, speaking on her. And just the way he speaks on her, you should know that he's not from the streets. You know what I'm saying? Just the way he carries himself. He's very, feminine in how he just handles himself in that whole situation, at least that situation. So we can't hold him to a certain standard. We just can't. Um, and just me personally, I know a lot of people are going to disagree with this, but man, it's not really funny to me to see somebody get their hard-earned jewelry or their money or their car or whatever taken from them. That's not really funny to me. Now, if he was like from the streets, like I said, if this was a Gucci man or a Waka Flocka or the Migos or somebody who, was actually supposed to be about that, then it might be funny, but not really even then. But damn sure not somebody like Safaree, somebody who has nothing to do with the streets. That's not funny at all to me. Um, and I don't, like I said, I don't, he was sitting there crying to a woman and things like that. Yeah, that's contrary to manhood. I'm not saying that he's completely without blame in that situation because just besides that, one thing about it is he's been in a situation similar to this before. He was in a situation with Meek Mill that one time at that event, and the Dream Chasers. Actually, Meek Mill wasn't actually there, but the Dream Chasers jumped on him. You know what I'm saying? Because Meek Mill was involved with Nicki Minaj at the time, and the Dream Chasers jumped on him for his comments. And he should have known right then and there because anybody can slip one time. Anybody can. That happens to the best of people, whether or not you're a gangster, you're a thug, a pimp, a Mac, whatever you are. Anybody can slip one time. It only takes for you to let your guard down for 1 second to be caught slipping. So, that was that. But after that situation, he should have taken the time to actually look around and say, damn, why didn't I have people with me that could have prevented that from happening? Why haven't I hired security? Because I don't want people like him to even go out and try to get involved with street people just so he can have a sense of a sort of sense of protection out here in the streets. I don't even want that. I want him just to hire regular old security who legally can carry guns, can keep him out of trouble, but they're also going to protect him. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't have needs to have any involvement with the streets whatsoever. So after that situation, he should have taken the time to introspect and say, "Damn, just reflecting on the situation. Damn, okay, that happened to me. Let me make sure it's not going to happen again." But he didn't do that because once again he was out there, red. A lot of people were saying it's a setup. I'm not sure. We'll probably never know the full details on the situation, but he's out there with a long, full length red coat on, red fur coat on. Um, his partner just looked, like an average nigga. He just had a hoodie on and a jacket. Um, but this nigga walking around with a red fur coat like everything's cool. And one thing about niggas out in the streets, especially robbers, is once you've been robbed or you've been got in some way one time and you become a victim in their eyes. It's like wolf hunting for prey. So once they know that you got jumped by dream chasers and no repercussions were they didn't face any repercussions for their actions, now they're saying, okay, now it's my turn. And now the next set of robbers is going to try to get you. Anybody else who has a problem with you, they just gonna walk up to you and start going on you. You know what I'm saying? And you're gonna continue to be a victim out here unless you make a change and hire security. You know what I'm saying? That's all he needs to do. Hire security and be more aware of his surroundings and be more aware of who's around him if it was a setup. So that's really all I have to say on the situation, man. But for all you people who are just talking about him like this is somebody who's reputable in the streets or something like that, man, cut it out, man. And like I said, I'm not gonna lie, it was a little funny, especially at the end when he ran away in that fur coat in the new video. But somebody who's not from the streets getting victimized like that by niggas who are from the streets, it is what it is. Of course, he takes a L. Of course, he's embarrassed. Of course, he should be, he should look at the situation and say, damn, what could I have done different? But like I said, man, for Safaree and people like Safaree, you need to take heed to what people like me are saying, man. Change up the way you're moving, man. If you're not from the streets and you're a rapper, you walking around with jewelry, people know you got money, you know what I'm saying? You start little problems with people, but you can't really back it up, man. Move differently, man, and take life very seriously, man. Hire security. Do whatever you need to do to stay safe, man, because I don't like hearing stories about people getting robbed, beat up, jumped, stabbed, shot. That's not, I don't want to hear shit like that. I don't. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, man. Debonair D. Leave a like if you liked it. Leave a dislike if you disliked it. And make sure to leave a comment and leave your opinions down below. Do you agree with what I'm saying? Do you disagree? Are you neutral? Let me know how you guys feel, man. Appreciate you guys watching. Peace.